This is where the fun begins.
Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose.
King Kong ain't got shit on me!
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Say my name.
And here we go.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Realish. I'm Derrick.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Matthew, as always.
Yes, sir.
Well, as always.
Yeah. Well, you always Matt.
Well, I always gonna be Matt, but I don't know. I don't even know why I said that.
You good, man?
Like you said, we gotta figure. I gotta figure out a better way to introduce myself. But
I keep. Truth be told, I keep mixing this in with the sideline guys, so I have to remember mid sentence to not say you're on the sideline with the sideline guys.
Yeah. No, I got you.
Yeah, man. But before we get into it, this episode is being brought to you by Champ Number One Boxers. They are a sponsor of the show. So if you're looking for something comfortable to get into for men and women, I highly suggest going and picking up Champ Number One Boxers. They are the most comfortable boxers that I've ever worn, and that's with just like everyday use or working out. So please go check out the website, go to our link in our bio, and you can actually by doing that, you will be supporting the show. So please do that and give us a little bit of a help, a little bit, just getting the show running and everything like that. So Champ Number One Boxers is the first sponsor that we've been able to secure for the brand. So we appreciate the guys out there. And also please subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to the show. I mean, you're already here, so why not? Subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell so you can be updated whenever we have a new upload. So let's go ahead and get into it. How you been, bro?
I'm hanging in there.
Yes, sir.
A lot of stuff happening, but we're here. You know what? I'm just looking forward to having a nice conversation about feature presentation.
Yeah, it's been a long awaited one, man.
Yeah, 100%, bro, 100%.
Yeah.
How you been holding up?
Taking it day by day, man. It's a lot of stuff that I've been can't say I've been a lot of stuff I've been watching, but I've been watching a few things this last week or so, and I think I'm not sure if I've ever even talked to you about it, but there is a series on HBO called The Staircase, that if you're into anything like that, I think it's a really interesting story. But it's actually based off of a docuseries that's on Netflix, which is it's a real life story. So I would suggest checking that out. Colin Firth does an amazing job, amazing portrayal of Michael Peterson. I'm sorry. So I would definitely suggest watching it. It's a very interesting story. A lot of twists and turns. So if you're into that kind of stuff where you just kind of like on the edge of your seat, suspense, it's very interesting.
Yeah, HBO is definitely the home of a lot of high quality dramas these days. So
yeah.
I'm not surprised, especially when you have Colin Firth in the leading role.
Yeah.
Chances are you're making magic happen. So
the funny thing is, I was talking to my dad yesterday, and he was saying that he was like, I didn't expect all that that stuff to be taking place. They went far, a little X-rated. I said, Dad, it's HBO. Like, I said that was mild. Yeah. That's mild compared to Euphoria.
Definitely good.
Oh my God, compared to Euphoria, compared to Game of Thrones, what you see on that show, that ain't anything. That's nothing.
I've heard some things about Game of Thrones. I haven't watched it yet, but when the time comes, I'll prepare myself.
So it's good. It's really good. That last season is what throws it off from being a classic. I'll say that it really messed it up. but they have a prequel series called House of Dragons that's coming out this fall
Yeah.
that I'm excited about. They actually have some black characters in it, so that's going to be very interesting. Um, Black people and dragons, I don't imagine being a good mix, but that's going to be a very interesting story. Um, I will say, check it out though, because the prequel series is supposed to be much better than. Let me hold back. I'm assuming it's going to be better than Game of Thrones because the showrunners are no longer that were with Game of Thrones aren't attached to House of Dragons, and they're the
Yeah.
ones that messed up that last season. So there's a lot of loose ends that they didn't even tie up to. So I'm hoping with them not being attached to this, it's going to be a phenomenal series. So I would definitely suggest checking that out for sure.
No, yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I feel like with it being a prequel series, too, I'm not missing out on much
Yeah,
in
yeah,
terms
yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
the main show, only because they could probably fill in the gaps of a lot of the history
Mhm.
of certain characters. But the only one I know off the top of my head is like Jon Snow, Daenerys.
Yeah,
Those are literally the only two.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
a good buddy of mine actually is a huge Game of Thrones fan.
Okay.
He hates the final season. I have another buddy, he actually loves the final season. So yeah, yeah,
Is he being
two
paid by
people.
HBO?
Not that I'm aware of. I just know that for me, from as the ignorant viewer, so to speak,
Mhm.
I don't know what makes season 8 terrible. I just know it's
They rushed it. They
universally
rushed.
disliked.
They rushed the storyline. They rushed it, and a lot of things just did not make sense. I just put it like that.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
then you
yeah, yeah.
saw a lot of Starbucks cups in the scenes. Like one was like sitting next to
I,
a throne or something like
I,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah. Cause I do. I usually say like I do, like I'm an ignorant viewer, but I do know stuff regarding the show.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
there's definitely some news is literally unavoidable, and
yeah,
because I know that the showrunners were offered like a Star Wars related job of some
yeah.
kind, so I don't know if
I
that
think
played a
they
role in
were.
them.
I think they were working on Solo, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe no, no,
Yeah,
no. The
it's probably
last,
like a
that last Star
trilogy.
Wars. That last Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
forgot what the name of that one was. They were supposed to be working on that one though.
yeah. Because I know. So I don't know if maybe they found, you know what, we're just gonna have a very unsatisfying conclusion to our show because we just want to move on.
Yeah,
The funniest part is their Star Wars project was canceled, and
yeah,
then they moved to Netflix, if I'm not mistaken, to work on their own
yeah.
project. So you know,
It was a waste of
money
time.
ruins everything, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
Waste of time, but it was horrible use now in money and uh of a season because they waited a little bit before starting that last season. I could have waited a little longer for the right ending. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
for them to actually do it the right way, I could have waited at least another year. I didn't need it to come out like that just for them to do that. So trust me, you're not missing anything on that last season, but watch a prequel series and then watch Game of Thrones. You'll like it. You'll like it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You'll like it.
for sure,
It's a
for sure.
phenomenal storyline, regardless of how the last season ended.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I got you. I got you.
yeah, man. What you been
I keep
watching?
my eyes open. Yeah, so I watched Attack on Titan, uh,
Oh yeah, yeah,
the popular
yeah.
anime. So it's really good because Angel, my older brother, had recommended it to me
Hmm.
like a number of times. But one day I was like over at my other brother's house, John's,
Hmm.
and I said, you know what, since we're waiting around, let me just pop on the TV real quick. I feel like watching something, and I said, I was watching Attack on Titan,
Yeah.
whatever, and I was engaged right away. And I can't say the weird thing is I haven't binge watching everything, so
Hmm.
when I do that, it's kind of hard for me to like articulate my thoughts. But
Gotcha.
season
Gotcha.
one is great. Uh, the probably because I just finished season 2 yesterday.
Mm.
Season 2 is so underwhelming because it was just set up for the next season.
Okay.
Because I think traditionally the episodes should be 25,
Mm.
or the season should be 25 episodes. Season 2 was 12, So I'm busy watching on Hulu, and then it says season 3, episode 1 after the 12th episode. I'm like what? Like, is there a glitch or something? Because I was confused. I'm like,
Yeah.
I thought maybe they were, I understand that was like the mid-season finale or something, and then they moved on to like the second half. And no, they immediately shifted focus, and um, but there are a lot of like powerful and emotional moments. The animation is very good too. Season 2 had a few like weird animation spots. I don't know if they were pressed for time, or they probably suffered some type of production issues, because you only produce 12 episodes. I don't know if it's the fault of the company. Sometimes the manga hasn't fully released yet, so they kind of just have to they have to literally have to wait until more of the volumes come out or whatnot. So had to look, they were into that, but it's a good season nonetheless. It's just, compared to season 1, it was a bit unfulfilling in that regard. But
And how many episodes are in season 1?
25 in total.
I didn't realize that there were still shows doing seasons that long.
Yeah, so for me, I'm aware of anime in the sense of, this is my first official anime I've watched, unless you count Pokemon. But I like to think of ones that are like, that specifically originate with like a Japanese language, essentially. And then at some point they hire like English voice actors to to dub the characters. So I wanted like a true anime experience. So I was originally watching with like Japanese, like with the Japanese language, English subtitles, etc. But it got to a point where I was focused more on reading the captions. And I didn't want to miss out on like the full screen. So I said, you know what, I'll watch the dub. And then worst case scenario, I can always look up on YouTube the original versions of some scenes. So
I can't stand captions, man. It's I get it. Actually, with Game of Thrones, I had to actually put them on.
Just because of the poor sound quality.
well, no, it was you're not being used to the accent. Sometimes it's hard to understand what certain characters are saying. So in situations like that, I'll put the caption on. But God, I hate captions, man. I hate them, because it's like I can't focus. I really suck at multitasking. So being able to read and watch at the same time is like,
you're gonna focus on one more than the other.
Yeah,
I know, I got you. That's exactly what happened to me. So I stuck to the the I won't say the normal route, but just the easier route. So to speak. I know there are some who can literally just like focus their eyes a certain way where they can simultaneously watch and read. I kept, because I was watching on my phone, so I was doing like,
and it's small
like this
too.
And everything's up here, and I'm like
top,
like this. So I didn't want to miss out on vital scenes, or it's not like I'm missing out on vital scenes, but I want to know what's happening.
You want to enjoy.
Exactly. But no, it's a great show. I'd recommend it. I'd probably give like the first season a 4 out of 5 stars, and the second a 3 out of 5. I know a lot of fans love season 2, so to be honest, I don't know why, in my opinion, because I just don't see, there are, like I said, there are very good moments in the second season, like really good moments, because they took the time to develop characters who were very like one-dimensional in the first season. The problem with that is like the first few dragged, and it wasn't very focused, because it was kind of going to this character, to this perspective, to this perspective. So I didn't know what the season was really about, because it felt like landlocked, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I got you.
Like it was very like, this is all we're gonna do, and maybe we'll foreshadow what's going to happen in the future. I don't want that. You can do you can foreshadow what happens, but I want there to be like a natural progression, not have characters be in like the same spot for an entire episode, have an end, and then they're still in the same spot the next episode, and then take off from that location midway through that episode. You know what I mean?
That's something that I feel like a lot of late 80s, early to mid 90s shows did, where it's like not a lot of development, which we discussed this actually before with the Bel Air episode. But that's how I felt with Fresh Prince. Like, there's a lot of characters that didn't get a lot of development. maybe because it's that 30-minute window per episode. So actually, technically, 22 to 25 minutes for the show, and there's not a lot of time for a lot of characters to get developed. So some things like that suck. That's why I like when a series is um, probably like 45 minutes to an hour, and I like that's how shows are formatted nowadays, where you're not doing longer seasons and shorter episodes. You're doing shorter seasons with longer episodes, and it
Yeah.
allows you to develop the characters a lot more. So I can appreciate that now. That's why I'm actually shocked that you said that the first season was 25 episodes, because that's not how long are the episodes.
I think they're anywhere between 25 to 30 minutes.
Okay, with
So
no
the episodes,
commercials.
yeah, and then oh yeah, exactly. Well, I know on Netflix, um, I was able to watch them straight through. Hulu does this weird thing where they have advertising like every 15
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah,
So it feels
yeah,
like I feel like I'm taking an hour to finish something. Um,
yeah,
no disrespect Hulu, like you
yeah.
have a lot of great content, but
Hey man.
on those advertisements, bro. I wanna watch my show.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
they'll tell you to upgrade to the
Yeah.
non ad
Upgrade to
format.
that $25 a month, or I'm not even sure what the premium price is,
Yeah,
but
I'm good on that.
yeah, no. I
Yeah,
need to start saving my money for more important things.
yeah,
So I'll keep it like that.
yeah.
I'll keep it like that.
Shoot, man. But yeah, I like that. It's the only I can't even say I'm not into anime. I didn't get into it. I mean, growing up in a Christian household, Pokemon was stomped down pretty fast. I didn't get to get into it, So
No, I got
I
you.
didn't get into anime at all, really. So I think the only one I can't even that's not even anime, but it's just an animated show, was Invincible. I think that was the closest one that I was able to get to.
Great show.
That was phenomenal. I'm waiting for season two. I would love for them to
Uh,
bring it back like now.
yeah, as someone who knows, so I read the I think I told you it's how I read all the compendiums. So basically
Yeah.
every single yeah. Uh, as someone who knows the ending as
Hmm.
well as certain characters who will be introduced,
Hmm. It's a lot to look forward to.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna.
Yeah.
I'll put it like this: if you like Robot, did you like Robot?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's you're gonna. I'll say this way. I think your outlook on him is going to change big time.
Okay.
When he does certain things. So
I'm
uh
gonna have to rewatch the first season anyway,
yeah.
because by the time the second one comes out, it's just I, you forget so much that took place. And I think I started watching it when the pandemic hit.
Mm,
So
yeah.
maybe was it? Yeah, yeah. So that was 2020. Wow. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, so I gotta rewatch it. So hopefully they come out with a new one pretty soon.
I
Um,
hope so. I'm really excited to see certain characters and the last thing obviously I mentioned I don't want
yeah,
to
yeah.
obviously waste your time, but
No, you good, man.
I uh the show is way more graphic than the graphic novel.
Is it?
Yeah. So
That was graphic as hell.
yeah.
There, there
So
was there was a, there were a lot of scenes that I was sitting there. I got nauseous actually watching it.
yeah, I'll there's a character called Conquest
Hmm.
who will get introduced at some point.
Hmm.
What he does to certain characters, it that's
Okay.
all they're saying.
Okay.
It's bad, like in terms of, well, not like bad as in like quality, but it's
Yeah.
bad in terms of like what he does.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
keep in mind the opening scene of Invincible, like like that was brutal enough. Like
Oh man, that.
once he gets introduced, bro, you're probably gonna have to look away from the screen because I don't know because that train scene, for example, in the
Oh
finale,
my God.
that wasn't
Yeah.
in the
Oh, it
book.
wasn't. Okay.
So they're adding things. You know what
Okay.
I mean? Like
Okay.
they extend certain sequences because
Yeah.
it happened in such a quick succession.
Yeah.
the fight between Omni Man and Mark. But anyways, yeah, it's just there's a lot to look forward to. A lot to look
Yeah.
forward to. And I
Yeah.
keep telling John too that if it irritates me, I can spoil everything for him. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, man. So I mean, we got that to look forward to, and Stranger Things uh was season 4, I think,
Yeah,
coming
that
out.
little show, flew under the radar. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
not very popular.
Yeah,
There's not many
not
people
that
watching it
no one
nowadays.
knows what that is.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that coming back. I gotta rewatch that. See, this is the thing that sucks about shows that when it comes to watching a series, you have to go back and rewatch, or at least watch a recap that someone will put up of the previous seasons, so that you can remember little things. That's what I ended up having to do for Ozark.
yeah,
That new season of Ozark was, of course, that was split up in 2 parts. But before the first part came out, I had to go watch a recap of season 1. What was it? I think it was 1 through 4 at that point. I think this was season 5. So I'm gonna have to rewatch. I'm gonna watch a recap for this one coming up, which I'm looking forward to.
yeah.
But the thing that annoys me about Stranger Things is that it takes them a couple of years between seasons to come out, and these kids are like, they started to show off. I think these kids are like 11 or 12, and now they're almost in college. Like,
Yeah.
so
So
that's
yeah, they explain those growth spurts.
yeah, you can't just ignore that. It can't, like, I think between season 2 and season 3, I had to rewatch that again, but I don't think that they explain that jump in height. I don't think they and like maturity in the face. I don't think they really explain that to be like, you can't just say this is just like a month or two later. This is
Yeah.
easily like a year or two later. This is
Right.
not that. So
Yeah.
yeah, they gonna have to I'm hoping that with this coming season that they at least explain a time gap, something, because I know that I think with the last season that was their that was the end of their school year or something like that. So maybe they jump forward like into the middle of the school year, something,
Yeah.
that would help a little bit at least. So looking forward to that for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna be a good one.
All I remember is the mall in season 3. I literally do not remember anything else at all. So I'm gonna have to go
Yeah,
on YouTube and look up those recaps.
I forgot about that mall.
Yeah.
That was
So,
actually the same. Hold up, what was the name of that? There was Netflix came out with a horror trilogy last October. We actually
Fear
did a
Street.
review. Fear Street. Yeah, that's it. That's the same mall in there that was in Stranger Things.
Oh, is that right? That's
Yeah,
ironic. It's
yeah,
ironic too because one of the actresses
yeah,
are in Fear Street too. It's
yeah,
kind of like
yeah,
a
yeah.
funny
It,
a funny
it's
coincidence.
it was very interesting, but I think if I'm not mistaken, I think that was here. I want to say that was the old Shannon Mall, I think, but it was something that's not even. I don't think, I'm thinking about the right mall. That one's definitely been closed down. But I believe that's where they shot it at, was somewhere down here. But I love Stranger Things. I hope that they do a good job this season and close it out, because I think this is gonna be, they're doing 2 seasons, right?
uh,
4 and 5.
I yes, yes, and I think they're splitting season 4 into 2 parts, right?
I'm assuming because Netflix got into this format where that's what they're doing a lot now, is splitting the seasons up into 2 parts. I kind of like it, and I kind of don't, because I like to binge. Excuse me, I like to binge the show.
Sure. Yeah.
So it might take me a week to finish it, but I like to be able to binge it within a week and a half, something like that. Um, so having to stop, knowing there's something else coming out, and then the second part doesn't come out for another month or two, that's the part that sucks. that's the only part of it that sucks. I would like for them, if they're gonna do that, do it in a week or something like that. Release the second half in a week or something.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 weeks. But I don't think that it needs to be that long in between the two parts, because even with part one of season 5 of Ozark, I ended up having to kind of like do a recap because I'm like, like
Yeah.
kind of forget some of the things. It's not.
Yeah. You lose engagement. And,
Yeah.
I know like Superman and Lois for example on CW, because that was like the one CW show I watched. And
Mhm.
compared to the rest is a
Yeah.
masterpiece, so to speak.
Yeah.
But no, they keep doing these weird hiatuses where out of nowhere you have to wait like 3 to 4 weeks before the next episode comes out. So
I don't like.
I completely forgot to catch up. So I didn't feel
Yeah.
motivated to catch up, because if it's gonna drop my HBO Max
Yeah.
in another 3 to 4 months, I'll wait to
Mhm.
binge watch it.
Yeah.
That's what I did with
Yeah.
the first season, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the format of binging is going to be it's going to be intriguing with a lot of these series, because I think, of course, we have like the 8 to 13 episode format that a lot of them go by. But if you're going to go by like this 14 episode format where you're releasing 7 in part 1, 7 in part 2, they're gonna have to figure something different out with that, because I'm just I can't have that much gap in between the seasons. And we're in a day and age now where binging is, that's the thing now. So I think if they can just tweak that a little bit and just release the second part closer to the first part, like a lot more people will engage with, like you said, because it does make you want to wait for the second part to come out before you get started. The problem with that though is everybody likes to spoil it. Like, I don't know why we're in this time where people like to just spoil everything all the time. Because I still haven't I haven't still seen Doctor Strange 2.
Oh wow. Huh.
So,
I'm surprised you haven't seen anything yet.
no, I've seen some
Oh yeah,
some
I'm sorry.
some stuff has been ruined, and that's actually Marvel's fault too, because they're the way they release trailers.
They're revealing everything in the trailers.
All you,
So I
all you
think
gotta do is just release the release date. You don't even need a trailer anymore.
that, or just like release the first 10 minutes of footage. Recycle the first 10 minutes of footage, if anything.
Something.
That's what I was telling you too. Is it's funny you say that too, because Kevin Feige in an interview said, honestly, I don't like, to paraphrase, right? He said like, I honestly don't like how much is being shown in the trailers. I'm like, aren't you the president of Marvel Studios? Like, you're telling me you can't go to the marketing department and say,
You can easily.
or I'm not sure like how that whole company is like structured, but like I'm assuming you can go to, like a marketing person and say, hey, listen, don't show this, or this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see
Yeah.
how, like, you're pretty much implying that you don't have, like, you have limited control, and how
Yeah.
Disney is the one, telling these people, hey, this, we need to boost hype, just
Yeah.
do whatever you have to.
Yeah, because I mean, it's already where trailers are extended from what they used to be. Now they're about 3 minutes long. They used to be about a minute and a half, something like that, where they weren't revealing too much. They're just kind of like showing you the premise of the project.
It's a
But
Sony effect,
now,
bro.
yeah, now it's not only the premise, it's the entire like story in 3 minutes. That's why I don't watch trailers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But of course, other people watch them and then they go and tweet and all that stuff. And
Yeah. I mean, you know what? At least you get to watch the short film for free.
yeah.
So that's you know what I mean. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, no,
what?
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But any other news you want to get into before we get into our feature presentation?
I'll be honest, bro. I wanted to bring on Fast X. We can keep making fun of it. We'll continue to make fun of it. All I'm gonna say is this. Actually, no, they don't even deserve my words. That's it. That's all I have to say. Just Fast X exists. Get ready for it.
Just a disappointment, man. All in all, it's just...
I don't have the energy anymore. Like,
yeah,
I try. I wanted to come out with like something really like sarcastic. something that would be like, make the viewers laugh. I don't like it
Yeah.
got to a point where like it's on
Yeah.
my conscience, and I just have to accept that it's coming out next year.
Yeah.
So it's over. It's over for us.
Yeah.
It's gonna come out. It's gonna take over. Vin Diesel's gonna come in, say we should talk about family and
Yeah.
how he
Yeah.
doesn't understand his movies. So it's all right. It's all right. We're getting in there. No, like I said, no disrespect to
Yeah.
the cast and crew members, but your franchise is a bit ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean?
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time, honestly. It is a waste
Yeah.
of time. So okay, let's just go ahead and get into it then. We'll go ahead and uh take a short break, and then we'll be right back with the feature presentation of Euphoria season 2.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Dwayne from Past the Ox and Life's a Botch podcast. I'm coming to you with a real dope advertisement if you got a moment. Can we do that? Peep this. Yo, you tired of that uncomfortable feeling with your undergarments? You know what I'm talking about. Like, literally having to adjust so it gets real comfortable in between the, the real safe space. Or maybe just wedgies from it just going underneath, you know what I mean? All that. Let's keep it in 100. Y'all know how I'm feeling. Y'all know how that feeling goes. Well, I want to introduce to you the ultimate solution coming from the #1 premium and fit athletic wear just for you. I'm talking about none other than Champ #1 Boxers. Champ #1 Boxers is a black-owned underwear brand, okay? They literally specify in giving you the most top-notch, high-quality, premium, adjustable, and fittable, and totally comfortable undergarment wear that is just for you. Not only is it something that you can wear, feel good in, feel confident in, and love, but it's also high quality, feels good, and most importantly, it is definitely fashionable, okay? Comes in a different, wide variety of so many different styles and themes to these undergarments, something to make you look good, feel good, and swag real good in the process, all right? So, again, did I get to mention that this is also a black-owned brand? It's a black-owned brand, y'all, so if nothing else, definitely go support that 100%. So, what I want to do is I want to tell you, head on over to OTS Media Co. on all social platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. If you go over, you click the link in the bios, it'll take you straight to the Champ #1 Boxers website. You can check out all their styles, you can check out their bundle deals, you can check out why this brand exists, what it's all about, and trust me when I say you do not want to miss out on the types of opportunities going on right now on the site. Champ #1 Boxers. Make sure you do it for the champ in your life if you ain't already doing it for yourself, champ. All right? Champ #1 Boxers. Make sure you go cop those. All right? All right.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. It's Matthew, joined by my host over here, Derrick. Before we get into the feature presentation, we would love it if you could get a chance to rate and review this particular episode on whatever platform you are, whether it be YouTube or a number of other podcast platforms. We really appreciate it, just so we have a chance to discuss more and more about life. We're discussing life.
Yeah,
This
man.
is life.
We also need to hear some feedback from you guys. So definitely let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But as always, we appreciate the support you have shown us. But nevertheless, let's get into it, right? Let's get into it. So, Euphoria season 2 is no surprise we didn't like the first season.
Yeah.
So Derrick, does the second season fare much better? Do you think it is any better, or did your feelings just stay the same?
I put it like this. The first season, I understood its necessity in terms of how they formatted it with introducing the character at the beginning of the episode, and then like their backstory and whatnot. I love that. I didn't have an issue with that, but they didn't do a lot of development, in my opinion, for the characters. With season 2 and the 2 episodes in between the 2 seasons, I felt like they did a lot more development, which allowed me to actually, I didn't feel like I was like season one. I felt, um, what's the word? I kind of felt like I had to watch it just because we were reviewing it, right?
Yeah,
But,
yeah, yeah.
but for this one, I didn't feel like that. I kind of felt like, oh, I can actually get into the story now. Like I feel like there was a little bit of intrigue with what was going to happen with certain characters. So yeah, this was significantly better than the first season. I just don't understand the hype that the show had with season one. Like I heard this came out, I think 2019. When this came out, I heard people talking about this and raving about it, like, oh my god, this is one of the best shows. And watching season one, I don't get that. I don't understand it. I don't understand how anyone can look at that and be like, this is a phenomenal show, right? Zendaya is the
Right.
only one that I looked at in this show that was just like, wow, right? That's it. But this is if season one had what season two has, I could understand the rave and the hype behind it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. To give my quick thoughts, I hated this season. I was gonna be upfront. Like it
Yeah.
again, it's just one of those situations where I was not engaged in the slightest. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I want to make it clear. I did not purposely go into this season wanting to dislike it because
Mm-hmm.
there are a number of shows, and that list can be infinite of
Right.
the first seasons having potential but not executing well. And then
Mm-hmm.
obviously once the showrunner and the screenwriters, understand, the feedback and also what they can do to improve, the
Mm-hmm.
show ends up being, something truly special. Euphoria is again just one of those self-pretentious and outright offensive shows that has a fundamental misunderstanding of adolescence.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
does. Now, again, I'm not suggesting that adolescents aren't using drugs, doing certain activities. I think you know what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
But the show does it in a way that's so purposefully um, graphic
Misleading.
and unnecessary. There's
Yeah.
so much unnecessary nudity in this show.
It
Again, in the
is.
second,
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
if oh my god, I'm going on a huge rant right now. I forgot the director's name.
No, you good.
Um,
You good.
who
Sam
was it?
Levinson.
Sam Levinson.
Yeah.
There's like, it's just he has this weird obsession with wanting to show people naked.
I felt like
I don't know.
I
It's
felt like
so
he was
weird.
more obsessed with Cassie
Yeah,
being naked. It was just
it's
weird.
just weird and uncomfortable, And
Yeah.
we're not saying that to be. I'm not saying that to be facetious. It's just like it's weird. It's very bizarre to go into his mind. Like I don't know what he's thinking when he's putting together these scenes. How he puts actors or the actresses in these very vulnerable positions. But it's not something I want to see. Like I said
Yeah.
before,
Yeah.
sex is, you know, it's present in a number of projects,
Mm-hmm.
but it's done in a way where, like, you can still feel uncomfortable because again, like I like generally speaking, I don't feel comfortable watching that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to like maybe it like progresses a story or there's like an actual, like
There's a
there
reason for it.
exactly like this
Yeah.
show does it just to do it.
Yeah. For
You
no,
know?
like for no reason either.
Yeah.
Like it's just almost like there's, and what I find interesting with this season is there's a lot of hypothetical sex scenes. They're not
Yeah.
even having sex. Like, I mean, talking about like in the actual story. It's just like
Oh, I know.
someone's thought, like
Yeah, I know what you're referring to as well.
Ru
Yeah.
no, it's Rue's thoughts. Almost like, what if this happened? And then they show it. Like
Yeah.
it's very, very I don't know what the reason is. But again, it almost seemed as if Cassie was um what's the word? Almost like his muse or something. Like he wanted her to always be naked. And I actually thought that what's her name? Sydney, who
Mhm.
plays Cassie. I actually thought, I think that she's actually a really good actor. I think she does a phenomenal job in terms of like portraying emotion
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah. This
all that.
season,
Like,
especially. Yeah.
yeah, she does a phenomenal job. So I think that I don't feel as if they leaned into her strength that well with this season. I
There are just
feel,
like spurts of
yeah, I mean,
crying.
they did in a certain way because
That's
of
the
her
breakdown.
mania or something like that. Like
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
very manic, but
Mhm.
I feel like that was like the sex scenes were distracting from what she does well, which is portray emotion,
Which yeah,
which is what
which
you
is the
want
act
from an
at the
actor.
end of the
Like
day.
that's
Yeah.
what you want, right? That's what you want. So for I don't know. This is why I'm intrigued with season three. I don't know when that's coming out, but that this is the reason why I'm intrigued with it, because there is progression in terms of how many characters we see having sex scenes, um, and them actually diving into the story instead of just showing sex. To me, if you're just going to just show sex, you might as well just be like a porn director or something, because like this doesn't this like season one had, to me, didn't really have much development for the characters. It was
Yeah.
just
It's
sex
just simple characterization,
and
and I
drugs.
think
That's
this.
pretty much it.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with you putting, like addressing things that people are doing, but to me, you don't have to always show it. You can just say it, and hey, we get the picture, right? Um, but this one, this was just a lot of hypothetical sex scenes that just,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't
You
know
know,
where he
nobody
went
has
with.
the answer.
Yeah, I don't know what his
um.
purpose was for that, because that was just weird. That was
Yeah.
very weird.
Yeah. Um. No, I totally understand where you're coming from. And I guess to sort of move forward on, the story itself.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna discuss this because this was one of the um plot points
Mhm.
in season two, and that was the play. So how
Yes.
Lexi ends up developing this play.
Yeah.
That may single-handedly be the most self-indulgent scenes I've ever watched, because they serve no purpose narratively other than the reinforced themes we already know. But
It
that's
was
it,
like season one recap in a play.
100%.
Yeah.
And they were sort of repeating scenes, lines of dialogue that felt way too preachy,
Hmm.
um, and things of that nature. I was just wondering to myself, why are you dedicating so much time to Lexi's play when you can actually just focus on developing your characters,
Hmm.
your
And
better characters?
show parts of the play, but you don't have to.
Yeah, it's just that was such I don't even know. Like its inclusion was so unnecessary.
Hmm.
And I can't honestly, I can't say anything more about it other than like congratulations. It led to a fight between Cassie and Maddie, which was anticlimactic, by the way,
Yeah, it
given what
really
Cassie does.
was. Yeah, it was.
So if that's what your purpose was, congratulations.
Yeah.
But you can do that any other way. You don't need to have an entire musical
Yeah.
to establish a physical fight between two characters. They're
Yeah.
already at odds with each other.
Yeah.
And let's speak about why they're at odds with each other. And it's another reason why I dislike the season.
Hmm.
Why does Cassie even fall for Nate Jacobs? And that's sort of a question I want to pose for you. Were you as confused as I was in the sense of like, why is she willing to, be with someone who physically abused, physically and mentally abused her best friend on a number of occasions, has a track record of treating people in a very rude way,
Hmm.
or just a full blown narcissist who doesn't really care about anyone else around them, you know?
I don't know if I know the why. I I I, I was a bit confused because it started so fast, there was no like from the first episode, because she went to a gas station
Hmm.
um after like getting out of the car with her friends and sister. um Went to a gas station and just kind of like, I forgot, she like got a snack or something like that, and just sat on the sidewalk. And here comes Nate to come get beer, and they have one conversation. Not even a conversation, it was just kind of like small talk, and then all of a sudden he offered to take her to the party. And between the small talk and the drive to the house, now we're having sex and almost in love. Like that didn't even make sense. it was it
And
was it it was There was no progression, no there was no intrigue to me in terms of like how that got started. It was just like, now you're here,
yeah, well,
and it's weird because that's your best friend's boyfriend or ex, whatever, like however you, I think they were broken up at that point. um but they had just broken up, and now you're like, to me that's one thing for him to want to go and do that, but for her it was like there was no rhyme or reason to it. It's not like she was mad at what's her name,
like I think
Maddie.
she was mad at her sister. Actually, I
Yeah,
don't even think her and Maddie were in a fight. She just up and did it for no reason, for
that's
literally
what I'm
no
saying.
reason.
There was no reason
Yeah,
to it. That
she,
doesn't even make sense. Like, why
and
why
maybe she
would
was.
that happen?
Yeah, and I realized she was under the influence a bit, but
She wasn't even, she was tipsy. She wasn't, I wouldn't even call her like drunk.
yeah, but she was also. I think she only drank two bottles, one on the sidewalk and then one in Nate's car. So I mean, in a later episode, she's seen having a high alcohol tolerance.
Yeah, yeah,
Before she vomits in the hot tub. But
yeah.
again, all it's just that's why I don't have much to contribute because it's just to Euphoria as a whole because there's nothing complex about it. At the end
There's
of the day,
not,
it
there's
is a
not.
very simplistic story
Hmm.
with the most random creative decisions
Hmm.
that are done for the sake of drama. That's
Yeah,
it. It's
yeah.
not realistic. It's not indicative of how adolescents truly act today. It's a show that has such I think I described this last time. It has such a pessimistic outlook of younger generations,
Mm.
and it's ultimately made by a person who, I apologize, Sam Levinson. You're not that creatively talented. I'm just gonna be upfront and say it. Like, I don't, no
Yeah.
disrespect. I just don't like. I don't think you're making good work. I really don't. I
which
really don't.
which leads to who's actually writing, because if I'm not mistaken, he's writing as well, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I want to say he collaborates with another screenwriter as well on Euphoria, but let me.
But if he's in the room,
Right, and he's
yeah,
directing too. You know,
yeah, he's written all episodes of this. He's one of the writers for um the whole series, 18 episodes what they're showing. So yeah, I don't know what the goal is for him, like,
yeah,
because it doesn't make any sense. This is the, I'm not going to go on this tangent, but this is the reason why Tyler Perry irritates me. I respect him, have nothing but love and admiration for him, but he irritates me at the same time because of the fact that you have the ability to make something that's phenomenal. Like it's at your, it's at your fingertips, right? To make something phenomenal, but because you're not allowing other people to um really have a voice in the writers room, you you know you mess everything up because you're taking control of things like that. And I can't speak to Sam on this one because I don't know what his dynamic is. I do know with Tyler Perry, he writes all the projects, right? And I think recently he just said something about possibly allowing other people to come into the writer room. But if that's what Sam is doing, that's a problem, because to me, Euphoria could actually be significantly better. Not only is it that they're discussing high school students, they're discussing students that are about to go to college. So now
Yeah.
you have time to go into the college years, with these characters, and you're not developing them. You're
Yeah.
not
Or to
developing them.
explore their. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No, 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 go.
Oh, I was
but
gonna
it's
say
just
that,
annoying.
and you just reminded me too. Or to really explore their identities, whether that be their sexual identity,
Yeah,
how they choose to be referred to.
yeah,
It's not done. It's not done well enough.
no.
It's just we're given snippets here and there,
Hmm.
in the form of Jules, and that's why. Obviously we'll discuss this a bit later. It's the reason why I know I said Sam Levinson's. I meant to say creatively inept. I don't want to. So that was a bit harsh. I don't. I'm not saying
Yeah,
I can do better than him,
yeah.
but it's one of the. But the special episodes, I will say, were very good. They were
They were
focused
phenomenal.
and
Yes,
had an opportunity for the characters to reflect on where they are at their point in time.
but do you know
So I
why
watched
though?
those. What was that?
Do you know why though?
Oh, I didn't. I know where you're getting at, because I think episode 2, Hunter Schafer was. I'm not sure that was the point you're gonna be in, but
Mm.
she helped write her special episode.
Right, right. But
So
see, the thing is, those special episodes, one
yeah,
was on Rue and one was on Jules.
yep,
They were focused on them.
yeah,
You have 45 minutes to an hour to no, I'm sorry, I think those were about an hour.
yeah, yeah,
You have an hour to spend with this person, right? And to me, honestly, I think that Ruth's special actually helped develop the Ali character as well, because I got a better reading and understanding of him
yeah,
with that special as well. So like I think if you're kind of like focused on two characters mainly, it helps to direct your focus and story to develop that character. So you're able to develop Rue, you're able to develop Jules, right? It should have been every episode was focused on one character. Instead, every 5 to 10 minutes, we're this person, that person, like we're bouncing all over the place.
it feels
It's
disorganized.
it's yeah, it is, and it's very chaotic to the point where you're sitting there, you want more, because I actually felt like with this season, it made me want to watch season 3. Season 1 didn't make me want to watch season 2. Okay, like season 2 made me say, okay, they're developing these characters. I love what they did with Rue, Fez. I love what they Jules. I love what they did with those characters, but now what's going to happen? It actually made me ask that what's going to happen with these characters now. So I think they had a great format with those special episodes, which was just supposed to bridge the gap between season 1 and season 2, but they left that format. If they had kept with that format, and every episode, one episode is on Jules, one is on Maddie, one is on Fez. Like if they had just kept doing that, I think they would have actually done a significant
Yeah,
better job with this season. And then
or they,
in the season finale, you bring everything together.
yeah, and it, and I think I should reemphasize for both of us. We understand TV shows need to center around multiple characters at a time. It's just Euphoria does it in a way that when your characters, in our humble opinions, aren't developed enough, we need more screen time. So if they're
Yeah,
gone for like 20 to 25 minutes an episode, then they randomly pop up near the end,
yeah,
right? And then at a later time you want to all of a sudden get their backstory. That's not compelling. You're just doing it because you said, oh wait, actually, it feels like Sam Levinson's writing the script and he says, oh sure, I forgot to include that. Let me find a
yeah,
way to put it here at like the 26 minute mark.
yeah,
And then all of a sudden we'll cut back to what we were originally discussing, you know?
Because Kat was one of
So,
those characters that like
oh, she was
I'm
terrible.
I was questioning, like, how do you go from in season 1 becoming this sex icon, so to speak,
Yeah,
to
but it's done
then
so disgracefully.
yeah, to like that's not happening anymore.
Yeah,
What was that? Because I was trying to figure out what I mean, I know she got into a relationship, right? But
they don't even appear much at all. They're just. I said before, you take Kat out of the show, nothing changes.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Because
She doesn't have an impact
obviously,
like that.
yeah, and for viewer, and for myself, I was asking that question. I said, what purpose does she actually serve? She served nothing this season.
Nothing.
She was there in
She
maybe
was
like
a support.
2 like crossover scenes where she
Yeah.
said, "Maddie, don't fight her." Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
Maddie, stop! You're gonna slap.
Yeah.
You're gonna slap Cassie in the face after what she did, even though it's well deserved. Stuff like that. And then she randomly gaslights her boyfriend into saying, "Oh wow, I can't believe you don't believe when they have a brain tumor, but I just want to break up with you all of a sudden, even though I can't find any like cons about you." So yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
That was her character. It was just like, I'm gonna gaslight, break up with my boyfriend, and then randomly appear alongside my friend.
And then
Like,
that's when she
3
started to get back into this the sex thing, I guess. Whatever.
I don't even remember. Like, it's just weird. Like,
it's
just
weird
stuff like that.
I mean, I understand she was bored. Like she was bored in the relationship, right? I get that. But are we like this is where I'm confused, because it seems as if the direction they were going was, okay, Kat gets into a relationship, she stops doing whatever she was doing in terms of the what was it, Pornhub or something like that. She stops, and then because she's bored, she breaks up with the guy so she can do it again. He doesn't even know she's doing it, from what I understand.
Yeah, it's just,
so why is it you have to stop? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's weird. Like, nothing. There was no. Her character almost like didn't even need to be in the show.
Yeah, she serves literally. You're 100% right. She serves no purpose. She served literally no purpose this season. Another thing too, Maddie's whole like subplot with the woman. What was that about? I mean,
I almost felt as if she was
like, she saw parts of herself in the woman. Because if that was their intention, that's fine. But like, those scenes were just boring, bro. Like, those scenes were
babysitting
actually
this
like
kid.
pointless.
She babysits this kid and then tries on this woman's clothes.
Yep.
We find out toward the later part of the season, excuse me, that the lady has a camera in her closet watching her put her clothes on.
Yeah.
And because of that, she decided to gift her one of the dresses that she wore. Like, that wasn't even explained, because why would you do that? Why? I'll tell you right now, if I hired someone to watch my kids and I have a camera in my house, I see you're putting on my clothes, my jewelry and all that stuff. Like, if I see you doing that, you're fired.
Yeah, I don't know. They were trying to. Yeah,
I don't understand why she kept her around.
Unless she's, I don't want to say this, but unless she's attempting to groom Maddie.
I almost felt that was happening.
That's why I thought was going. Yeah,
she was, because that's when she was like, sitting with her in a pool drinking.
Yeah,
like,
I was
that's a minor. Like, you're drinking wine with a minor in your pool. That seems smart to you? That seems smart to you?
So random.
It doesn't make any sense.
And again, it didn't contribute anything to the overall narrative. It was just there so Maddie can have some life advice of how to potentially change. But
I
again,
don't
there are
know.
people around her who can serve that purpose. It's just, and then like I'm gonna talk about Lexi real quick. Lexi,
Yes.
congratulations, you gained more confidence. You made a play. Here's my question, and maybe this is slightly comedic. How can the school afford that play?
All the
All those
props.
out,
I
yeah,
was sitting here thinking the same thing because I'm like, if this is a play at a high school,
yeah,
I'm assuming this is not like one of those high schools, like a prep school or something like that.
yeah,
Where
yeah, yeah.
that's just what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You have the ability to buy um all these props, make them to pretty much look like everything that house, store, high school with on a rotating platform where
Yeah.
all these lockers, like it looked great, but you have the ability to make all that
That's what I
for
was so
one
confused.
play
Yeah. I'm like, where
that
did the school
no
get that
one
budget?
knew you were coming like gonna do.
And that's another thing too. Why were there no teachers in the audience to shut down the play? Like you're telling me that there were no faculty members who would have
I-
shut it down
The
immediately,
principal,
or at the very least review what Lexi was doing, in terms of like the language, what she was actually willing to depict and so forth. Because
yeah,
I have no doubt there would have been some type of, there would have been some censorship at least, or at the very,
yeah,
But and that's the thing too. Adults, and this is a problem I have with 13 Reasons Why. Adults in these shows are so unreliable.
yeah, yeah.
They're just like
Because
and that's the they, yeah,
Cassie and Alexi's mom let them drink and smoke
yeah, yeah,
at her house, laid back,
yeah.
cool, whatever. But then you want to try to reinforce guidelines and all that stuff when Rue's mom comes into the house.
And he had to
You know
put
what
in
I'm
that persona, you know.
saying?
It's just, yeah, yeah. No, I get what you mean. It's just,
It's just all over the place. It doesn't make any
I
sense.
don't know. Yeah. The only compliment I can give season two, like the main one, is episode 5 was actually good.
Which one was that?
In terms of when Rue had that breakdown. You remember how she randomly got
Yo,
the case from that woman? Zendaya
hold up,
did incredible.
hold up.
Yeah,
That's another thing. Okay,
yeah.
you're gonna sit here and tell me
She kept that case
that
full of.
someone that's been in this business for so long is going to trust a high school junkie to go and distribute and bring you, like, you actually, like, she didn't, like, that didn't even make sense. Fez off rip told her, like, no, like when she said you would front me, I think she said like $5,000 worth. No, he shut that down fast. No, not happening. You see what I'm
So
saying? Like,
bizarre.
why would it? I'm assuming this is a drug lord. I don't know if that's what you would really call her, but just for the sake of
Yeah,
argument,
that's just
why would she do that? Why?
plot. Plot. That's it.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and another problem too. She randomly tries to like kidnap Rue, and that's never established why.
No, they established why.
Oh, did they? I never even
Yeah,
caught on to it, if I'm being
because
honest. So,
she told her when she gave her the drugs, if you screw me, I will kidnap you and sell you to some people that aren't so friendly. And she has this even keel attitude where it's just like she's not gonna get high, she's not gonna get low. She's just kind of like, all right, you did this was gonna happen. And because Rue's mom destroyed all the drugs, and Rue didn't have anything to present. Like she stole. That's another thing. She stole money, jewelry, and some other stuff to present to her as almost like collateral. Like, hey, I'm gonna give you this, and then I'll come up with the rest. at a later point.
Yeah. So unless Lori didn't trust her, but I thought maybe I don't know. Yeah, so I feel like they established the consequence, but I was just confused in the sense of like,
she was about to sell her.
yeah,
She was about to sell her. She was about to sell Rue. I don't know if that was into sex
which is
ring or not, but she was about to sell her for sure.
And that's the thing too, is like if you're gonna sell her, why would you like keep her in the bed unchained or lock her in the closet?
And
you put her on gave her a high dose of morphine, so she was knocked out for a few hours.
Not only that though, why would you leave a window open, unlocked?
Yeah, it's weird. That, and in that same episode, Rue is seen running away from the police,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no consequence to it. Like they're not like avidly searching for her. There's never like we're not given a scene where like the mother calls the police station and says, "Hey, I located my daughter. You don't need to like look for her anymore," or anything like that. So she's literally running in full sight.
They treated it like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, it felt like
that's exactly what it was. Like as soon as you run away and you're able to hide from the cops.
Yeah.
Whatever 3-5 stars you have, go away. Cops go away. They go about their business. That's exactly what they did with this.
It's just so bizarre. Cassie and Nate's relationship was weird. The only other thing I can talk about was is Cal. I mean, I can't. What can I say about him? He had a gay relationship growing up. He felt he was forced into a straight one with his wife after getting pregnant. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it still doesn't really like explain. I just like, you know what I mean, like what possesses him to film it. That isn't really explained. It's nothing more. It's only it's the matter of he's just psychopathic. That's not an explanation though. Like there has to be some type of like motive, behind the actions. Like I guess the underlying one is he finds pleasure in reviewing that footage, which is obviously disgusting, but I don't know. It's not really a time where like he like fully reflects on what he does until like it's exposed later on. It's just weird. It's very weird.
I don't know what their aim was with a lot of stuff. I think Cal Cal didn't make sense, bro. Cal does not make sense. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you remember when he was talking to Fez, he went to Fez's house to I guess like he was still trying to
get the tape right.
Yeah, well, he's trying to get the SCD, but he was also irritated that Fez beat his son up, right?
Yeah.
So Ashtray comes out, shotgun in hand, and tells him to get inside. They go and talk. He actually confesses to Fez that he had sex with a minor. And I was so confused because nothing about that scene made sense to me.
Yeah.
Nothing, like it didn't progress anything like outside of just this man is not only disgusting, but he is out of his mind. He is
looking to maintain his reputation despite what he did. Yeah, there was no like
that's it.
Yeah. And even like he comes home with like with a bandage on his head, and his family just like never questions it. Like
never says anything about it.
And at one point he goes on this like weird spiel where like he gets drunk, drives around, heads to a bar, remembering how like he kissed his best friend, drives back home, really like pees on the carpet. I remember this thing because it was so freaking
weird.
Yeah. Pees everywhere. Takes the family portrait and says, "You guys disgust me. Fuck you. I'm out of here." And then walks out. And that he was gone until the finale. That's it. So
I don't know what the reason was. I don't get it because I think they didn't even discuss what happened to his friend, because I'm the entire time I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, you guys obviously like have some level of attraction to each other, right?
Right.
So what stopped that? So, like, I get that his girlfriend was pregnant or whatever. I
Right.
get it. But what stopped from you guys from being together?
Yeah. They
You see what I'm
never
saying?
said was what
Like,
happened to him. He
why?
was like,
I
yeah.
don't know if we don't know if the friend died. We don't know if the friend just moved away. We don't know. Like, I know they went to school. That's it. That's it. But they don't discuss what happened to the friend, to the point why to the reason why Cal is reminiscing of his friend, and dancing with a stranger, and looking at the stranger, thinking about his friend, and saying, like, I thought I lost you.
Yeah.
How? Like, how did, like, what was the loss? What made you think you lost this man? You see what I'm saying? Like, so none of that made sense to me. And it's so many questions that surround his development, that by the time his character's story arc is fully developed, you're just kind of like, eh. It's just, it did nothing. It did nothing, and whatever. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what the reasoning is. I don't know what the purpose is. I don't know the why. None of this makes sense. It's a much better season than season one, but that's not really saying much, because they have the same issue with developing the characters. Like, I think it's fine if you have five main characters that you focus on, and the other characters you just kind of glance over. Okay, like, you don't need every character to be the main character. Like, it's Rue and the group of friends that we should be focused on, right? We shouldn't have a whole story arc on Fez. Honestly, like, we don't really need his whole story. He's the drug dealer. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And if you want to bring him in, cool. Though we don't need Lexi. Like, we don't need a whole story arc on Lexi. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah.
can talk about her, but you don't need to have a whole generalized story on her.
Especially, yeah. This is like, sorry. I'm my
No,
facial expression are geared towards you. Is just like
you're good. No, I
the
get
show
it.
gives me a headache. Like, I just, like I said, I apologize to the viewers. The least we want is to, speak so negatively. It's just I can't in good conscience put up a persona.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna be upfront and
yeah.
say I like this or I didn't like this. And Euphoria falls into the latter category. I don't see why this is popular. I don't see
No.
how someone can claim this is a good show. I don't think I'll ever be convinced this is a good show. I think
Oh,
the
no, no,
most
no.
I can compliment is it contains a lot of great performances.
Yeah.
Despite the poor writing quality, but that's really all I can. That's all I can finish with. It's just another miserable season.
To
Another miserable season of television.
to
Sorry,
be
a bit hyperbolic, but
no, you're good, man.
you get the point across. Yeah.
To be completely honest, the only thing that this show really did for me was give me the perspective of a drug dealer. I mean, a drug user. And
Yeah.
I have two in my family, right? So it allowed me to see things from their perspective a little bit. That's it. That's it. Like, I'm not sitting here thinking that this is one of those, like, must see shows. This is not must see TV. This is like, even when you're bored, this is like not really that, to be completely honest, because you gotta get through season one. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's not that. And again, I don't, like you said, I don't see the hype. I don't see the hype. This is a show that I think things would have actually been better had they been in a college setting. had they been in a college setting, this may have made a little more sense in terms of like, uh, you know, them drinking with plant parents or whatever, like the amount of sex or drugs or whatever, like things would have made a little more sense to me had it been in a college setting. With it being in a high school setting, I don't get it. Because how is it that what's her name? Um Jules. How is it that Jules is able to go and get an apartment at 17?
Yeah.
How does that happen? At
Well,
17, and now your dad is coming to your apartment saying you're a minor, you need to come home.
yeah.
You can't keep doing this. She's not living with anyone. She's living by herself.
Yeah.
So
She's
how is
never
it
seen having a job.
that a kid with no job has an apartment building? I mean, has an apartment. How is that?
I don't even know.
So
It's just,
again, like this would have made more sense in
oh man.
college.
Yeah. At least
Second year,
they live
something
in a
like
dorm
that. Like,
building.
yeah,
Something.
like something like that would have made more sense. I'd have I can look past all that. I could even look past the fact that Rue is a drug addict that got drugs fronted to her by a drug dealer. I could look past that if this was in college. Still doesn't make any sense, but
Yeah.
'cause I don't care how old you are. If you're a drug user, there's not one dealer
Yeah, it's
that's
gonna
worth
find you $10,000
anything.
worth of of substances. Yeah, no.
No,
That's a no go.
not even, I wouldn't even bank on them fronting $100 worth.
Yeah.
Like, no, that doesn't make sense. So no, no, Euphoria. I I got nothing else to say, bro. I don't. I like.
Yeah.
It's just it's. I I I I can appreciate the development for season two, or those two episodes in between season one and season two. I can appreciate those two episodes like wholeheartedly. But season two, and Gia still wasn't even like she didn't even have. I'm still irritated with her role because she was someone that could have been developed even more. You're talking about her grades of slipping in school. She's smoking with friends. Like, what's her issue? What's her actual issue? We know she has an issue, but what is
Yeah.
the issue? You're not
Well,
telling us.
yeah. I mean, the biggest takeaway is Rue herself, but it's just, you know,
I don't know. I don't know. And how is it that Ashtray kills two people the way he
well,
does?
it's just, yeah,
He's
that
like
and
a
there,
little miniature assassin.
yeah, just Fez and his relationship was just there. They knew each other since very young. But that's all. That's literally all. I just had to contemplate. Give me like a few seconds.
it's it's
Oh my
weird. It's
gosh, man!
weird.
This is one of the first times, like actually, one of the few times where I actually have like a headache right now because I'm
Yeah.
trying to like.
Yeah. Because it doesn't make
Oh
sense.
man.
Like when you break this show down, I said the last episode that this was a glorified Dawson's Creek.
Mm-hmm.
Uh I'm sticking to that. I'm sticking to that because I don't get the hype. I really don't. I really don't. Like this again, I actually loved Ali and Rue's relationship. I
Yeah.
thought that they did a phenomenal job displaying their parameters and stuff like that. I think they did a great job with that. But again, like we don't get much of Elliot. Elliot just pops up out of nowhere, and
I forgot he was a character. Then he cheats on Jules, or teach, or Jules cheats
cheats on
with
him.
him on Rue,
On
and
Rue.
that's never brought up at all. That's I called it. Did I call it? I said that there were some plot points that were just not going to be resolved. And the one with Maddie having the tape, why is she carrying it around in her bag?
Because
Or
honestly,
why
once
did
we
it-
go into the cops, I don't see what the purpose is.
Yeah. And speaking of the cops, you remember how Maddie and Nate falsely accused that guy last season of him choking?
Where the hell is he?
No consequence to that. It's just like, yeah, that just happened. And again, I'm not justifying what I think. Well, one, he never abused somebody. He, committed, whatever. So obviously, he deserves to pay the consequence in that regard. But there should be like genuine consequences for their actions. It's just this show is just so unbelievably stupid.
I would not be surprised if, because this is something similar to what you said with the Fast Furious series. I would not be surprised if at the end of season 3 of season 4, we come to the realization that Rue is in a coma. Because like this is all over the place. There's no structure or anything. It's just there's a lot of memories. That's what this is. That's what this feels like. Scattered memories.
Yeah, and maybe that can be an explanation, because I think Ruth said herself she's an unreliable narrator, but there are so many instances of narrators in film, but the narrative is easy to understand. It isn't, in certain instances, right? So yeah, I 100%, like I said, everything you said is totally valid, and it's pretty much where I lie on the show. So I guess with that being said, what would be your final rating out of Ticket Stubs?
I give it a 3. It's average. Like I don't I don't know where they're going. Again, this season 2 makes me actually think, okay, what's going to happen with season 3? That's about it. I don't know. They did a much better job developing characters in season 2 from season 1, but that's not saying much because there was literally no development in season 1. So, hey, we're here. Like that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
So where do I stand? Well, I think I want to say I gave season 1 a 2.5. If I didn't, I season 1 was probably a 2.5. I'll give this a 2. I wanted to say a 1.5 very badly, but I'll give it a 2. There are some redeeming qualities that stop me from going lower, so I'll give the season a 2.
So you think this is worse than season 1?
Yes.
Wow.
And that's only because the main issue is just that the whole play.
Gotcha.
That's true. That's it.
Yeah.
Because they spent way too much time on it, and it's sort of like, honestly, like.
And don't forget, Lexi's now in love with Fez. She's now in love with a drug dealer.
Yeah, and their relationship was sweet, but then we never had a chance to see them.
It didn't even develop.
Interact. It just popped up in like in a montage of them talking. Apparently, they were talking for months. Why aren't you showing that? Develop your character. That's it. It's a 2. If I talk any more about it, I'm gonna go drop it down to 1.5. So I'm gonna stay at a 2. I think season 2 is worse than season 1, regardless of what I said. It's just I can't. So
it hurts, bro. It hurts to watch.
Yeah. So So the bright side is there are plenty of other great television shows out there. Barry on HBO, fantastic choice if anyone's interested.
Yeah.
4th episode of season 3 dropped yesterday. So if you are a fan of that show and you want to watch something better than Euphoria, that's always an option.
Bet.
Saga Tie-In on Netflix first season. You always
Yeah.
have seasons 2, 3, and 4 on Hulu if you're
Yeah.
interested. Way better show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Derrick mentioned The Staircase on HBO, which
Staircase
is
on
based off
HBO.
a popular documentary.
Yeah.
Apparently a great show. You have
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. You have House of
Yeah.
Dragons coming out. So with that
Yep.
being said, don't waste your time on Euphoria. In my humble opinion.
I wouldn't. It's just it.
Yeah.
There's so many other projects you could watch. This is like one of the last things that I would say if HBO stopped making things, right? This is one of the last projects I would say you should check out.
Yeah,
And
this
then
is
I
like at
still
the
wouldn't say check it
bottom
out.
of your list. Like
This is like if you really have nothing, to do, go outside. Like this ain't it. This ain't it.
Yeah.
This ain't it.
Yeah.
And again, I thought this was actually better than season 1. That's
totally
actually
totally understandable.
very interesting. I thought it was better than season 1, but it's not that much better because I don't know how you have all this time to develop characters and don't develop them.
Yeah. Oh, I will say this though. The piece of Euphoria content I'd recommend are the special episodes. Those are actually
really good. Those are I enjoyed those.
So check those out if you are interested in seeing Euphoria related content. Because I think if you haven't watched Euphoria, at least you can look at it out of context and think of this as just maybe like a short film.
That's all.
If anything.
Yeah.
And everything else is just insinuated. In the same way for Jules. And so honestly, those episodes work so well on their own. I just can't in good conscience. They work really well on their own.
That's
especially
why
out of context.
Yeah. But that's why they need to do that's why that needs to be their format.
Yeah, they need to focus on like a single character in episode and
leave it at that. Leave it at that. Have 1 to 2 supporting characters in the episode and everybody else's background.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. If they went that with that format, Euphoria would be a significantly better show.
Yeah, I think yeah.
So yeah, we didn't even get into Nate, bro.
Oh, Jesus.
We didn't even discuss Nate.
He's a whole sorry.
It's just this show is it's a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I think that's all we got for y'all this week, man.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh my goodness. But, yeah.
Mentally draining experience, but we got through it.
We got through it. I was looking forward to this point, to being done with it. I was looking forward.
I was too, and like you said, we wanted to, for the viewers at home, we wanted to commit to it, so you have a chance to hear our perspectives on things. Because I think I believe I said this last episode. I know Derrick has said a number of times is, we want to be able to continue pushing out content, but the fact of the matter is, it doesn't necessarily mean we'll like every single feature presentation. We're trying to not purposely find things that we're interested in. We're trying our best to find projects that are more obscure. I know Euphoria is the opposite, like literally one of the most popular shows on the platform right now.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time too, if ironically, if it's not something we've watched before, despite how popular it is, let's see if we agree with the consensus, or are we part of the minority who thinks, what, maybe this show isn't as good as people say it is. So
yeah, that's where we fall with this one. It's not as good as y'all say it is. I don't know if you find this to be appealing and amazing. I really question what it is that you're watching to say this is the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, you almost have to be sitting there watching like Barney 24/7 for me to like to say that this is the, you know what I'm saying? Like, say
Yeah,
that
yeah,
this is
yeah,
that
yeah. Like you need to
phenomenal.
have like a debate.
You have to like I would love to actually talk to someone because Christina was actually supposed to be on that episode with us, but she couldn't make it today. But um I need to pick her brain a little more to see how this is like that. But I'm not even sure if she's one of the people that I've heard say that this is one of like the best shows. Um I've heard a lot of other people that actually have said that this is like absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I like that I need to have a conversation with someone like that because I don't get it.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about it for us this week for y'all though. Thanks for watching and or listening. we got all the stuff out the way, but please check us out, otsmediacode.com. See all the other shows that we have under the platform. We have a new show, well, not a new show, we have a show that's coming back called Fans that is in a new format that you guys will be able to check out this week. So check that out and everything else we have. But please, like we said earlier, rate, review, let us know what you guys think about the show. If you're watching, especially if you're at this point of the show, please subscribe to the channel, like, hit the notification bell, or if you don't like it, you can hit the unlike button. But please hit like. Let us know what you guys think and how what you guys would like to hear us talk about in another episode, whether it's a movie or a show. We have no problem covering that. So please just give us some feedback and we'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for watching and or listening.
Yeah.
Later.
Peace, guys. Thank you for the support.